Welcome back, everybody. Now, we just finished our honorable mentions for this year in that previous video, and we decided to come back with you and not just give you, say, 10 to 6, we're going to go full 10 to 4 for our top 10 of 2015.
And you may go first this one.
Okay, now I'm going to hit you with number 10 right now. My personal number 10 goes to Veil of Maya with Matriarch. Now, Veil of Maya just recently had a singer change, and this was right before this album came out. I should say right before they wrote this album. So this is brand new material with a brand new singer, and he brought clean vocals to the table.
Always good.
And it sounds so interesting the way Mark Akubo's riffs go along with his voice. Like, it creates a sort of, I don't want to call it djenty because it's not, but it creates that sort of vibe you hear from, say, Periphery or Novelists, or even some of the stuff Volumes tried to do, but it gives it that technical edge that old Veil of Maya, sort of like it either on ID or even their previous album before that had. It was really sick. I definitely listened to it.
My number 10 goes to Mumford & Sons with Wilder Mind. When I first saw their whole teaser with them actually plugging in and using electric instruments, I finally was like, oh god, I hope they do this right. They did. They actually really pulled this off. Before, I thought this band was a one-trick pony. They did... all their songs were pretty much structured the same way. Acoustic, all that stuff, that was fine. But when they finally made the jump and put some electric guitar, electric bass, like 4 or 5 piece drum kit in there, and also the singer drums is a drummer too, which isn't always good. They proved to me they aren't just a one-trick pony band. Also, that's being said, Believe is a hell of a single. The Wolf was good too. Wolf got a bit overplayed for me, but Believe will always be like, that is the... I would definitely pick that as first single, which they did, and I think that was a very good pick for them. Number 9.
Okay, my number 9 goes to Intervals with The Shape of Color. Now, earlier last year when I found out that everybody had left Intervals but the guitarist Aaron Marshall, I was absolutely crushed.
Same. I'm still upset.
I understand it, but I really enjoyed In Time and A Voice Within. But he kept it going. He brought Travis Orban in to do session drum work for this album, and it is so incredible. The consistency of all the riffs from those last couple albums is there tenfold. And it just brings something completely new and fresh and energetic and a lot more... it's just faster and more interesting. Listen to it.
Absolutely. My number 9 goes with Enter Shikari and the Minesweep. With the first 3 tracks, in my opinion, best 3 tracks.
I was hooked.
Oh,
I was already hooked.
With, well, Minesweeper, and then, Minesweeper. Was I in the Minesweeper?
It goes The Appeal and the
Minesweeper,
The One True Color, and then Anesthetist.
Yeah. And then the 4th one, Last Garrison. Those are my... The first 4 hooked me immediately. Last Garrison and Anesthetist really hooked me in. However, like Chris said, it started petering out towards the end. Number 8.
Okay. Now my number 8 pick goes to quite the surprise for most, not to us, we knew already. The Big Guy's Ghost with Meliora. Hard rock with the best occult influences. It's got just that right amount of creepy and overall evil sound to it, but at the same time they bring these classic rock and classic metal riffs that just overtake everything. I'm so glad they are finally getting the attention they deserve, and I can't wait to see them eventually in arenas.
Same. My number 8 was Periphery with Juggernaut Alpha and Juggernaut Omega. Hands down, best work they've done so far. However, my thing is, it was kind of lacking in the term of, like, singles radio standout. But that being said, all of the material was incredible. I loved it. Guitar work was fine. It was great. Mixing was great. Nolly did a great job on that. That's my number 8.
And Nolly's a genius.
Oh,
Dude.
fuck yeah, he is.
Okay. Now, we have an instance here that happened once or twice in the past. We have number 7 that is the exact same.
Yes.
We actually share this one. So for both of us for number 7, we have Chan with Grow.
Mm-hmm.
And this is... I heard someone put this really, really well recently. It's if Rush had no singer and got a hold of a lot more weed.
That makes complete sense. That makes complete sense.
It is...
If Geddy Lee didn't sing and chose not to sing, and they smoked a ton of weed, this would be Chan.
Yes.
That would be Chan. The thing that really hooked me with them is we saw them live. We actually kind of like hung out and talked to them for a while too. They're actually really chill. The one thing that completely struck me is when they're up on stage, the only thing they have in their ear monitors is the drums.
Yes.
And they were hands down, I can't stop using that, and they were absolutely one of the best live acts I've seen.
They were easily the tightest act I've ever seen.
They were the tightest I've seen by leaps and bounds.
And
they
there
were
are some
ridiculous.
incredibly technical things the guitarists do back
This is
at
too.
the same time, and they were spot on.
Oh my god. Everything was incredible. Nice guys. John, good work.
Listen to Chan.
Seriously.
They play Smash too, so listen to Chan.
Can't beat that.
Okay, my number 6. Quite a bit of an interesting pick here because we have our first comedy album.
Yes.
And with that, I bring you...
You'll see a lot of them.
And with that, I bring you Jared Alonji's Beating a Dead Horse. It includes the deluxe Undead edition as well, when I say this. And basically Jared Alonji brings all these scene warp tour acts, all the hardcore, metalcore, pop punk, even some of the deathcore sound, and into the proggy and gent. And he makes the biggest shit talks to them. I guess that'd be the right way to put it. Like, he just ruins their entire career with these jokes.
Yeah.
And he turned them, surprisingly, into a bunch of really honestly good songs. Like, not just making fun of the bands, but actually making them sound like really good versions of those bands. And I loved it. Every single song is a good single. Even the Swag Chode song's a good single.
Exactly, that's saying something.
Yeah, like, it's good.
Yeah. Alright, my number 6, I'm gonna get some hell for this, but 5 Seconds of Summer, sounds good, feel good. I don't care. It was a fucking good album.
Okay.
The co-writers on the album were actually the Madden brothers of course, Good Charlotte.
Right.
And it shows. You can hear the Good Charlotte in it with Money, with, honestly, you hear it in all the tracks. You hear the Madden influence, you hear the old school pop punk, you hear that. Like, this is like, I'd say they're more like 80 punk, 80 pop, 90, 80% pop, 20% punk. But still, they are actually very good. They get a bad, I don't want to say they get a bad reputation, but they get a bad reputation because they opened for One Direction. But still, that being said, it's still a solid pop punk album.
Now that we're shooting into the top 5, I'm bringing back an album I already covered in Periphery's Juggernaut Alpha Omega as my 5th. And going back, the reason I have this higher than he does for his list, I feel like it's because we look at these sort of things in sort of different styles. Al looks at it a lot more along the lines of, say, radio singles and stuff like that, as far as the accessibility in some cases.
Usually.
And whereas I look at it more from a conceptual album as a whole sort of thing, not so much focusing on the singles, more so how it flows. Like, I could care less about if it's a single or not.
Yeah.
And for me, these two were almost seamless when it came to flow.
Oh my god.
And I could name pretty much every single riff from this album because of how incredibly original each individual piece is. You can tell all 6 members put all of their being into this album in each nook and cranny to make it perfect. If it wasn't for 1 or 2 songs on Omega, I would probably have this at number 2 or number 1.
Understandable. My number 5 goes to his number 8.
Yes.
My number 5 goes to his number 8, Ghost with Meliora. When I first heard Pinnacle of the Pit, I was hooked.
Oh,
then I heard Cerise. I was hooked even deeper. And then I heard they did a gospel folk song about Satan. I was completely in. I could not put this at my top 5. It's good, it's catchy, it's heavy, it's dark, it's getting radio airplay.
When's the last time you heard that about a satanic occult band?
That's the thing. Like, they are like literally a satanic band who's getting radio airplay and played Halloween night on The Late Show with Colbert.
I love Stephen Colbert
It
so
was
much. That makes me so happy.
It was so awesome. It was just amazing, and like they put a nice show on with it,
Yes.
and it was incredible. So good. Number 4.
Okay, my number 4 is... I don't know why, but my big surprises of the year always get number 4. Like, it was the same way last year and the year before that. And this year it goes to Crooks from the UK with their debut release on Equal Vision, Are We All the Same Distance Apart? Now, this band, I had just heard about them when they signed to Equal Vision last year. I had no idea where they came from, hadn't heard anything about them before, though I guess I should have. Apparently they're big in the UK post-hardcore scene and the emo scene.
Nice.
And I heard their song A Few Peaceful Days, and I was thinking, okay, I could get down with this. It's pretty good. And then it got stuck in my head for about a season and a half. This band, even though it has emotional dig into your soul lyrics, has some of the catchiest vocal lines, some of the most interesting drumming you'll hear, especially in this sort of genre. It harkens back to Old Thursday, going although even I'd say maybe to some like more experimental At the Drive-In stuff, and even coming back, going to that new era post-hardcore, melodic hardcore stuff you see from the likes of Being as an Ocean or Casey or anything like that. And it covers all bases 10 out of 10. Beautifully. I definitely recommend it.
Mm-hmm. My number 4 goes to Between the Buried and Me with Coma Ecliptic. My God. This album is ridiculous. If you were to ever tell me that Between the Buried and Me would have something I would consider a radio single, I would call you crazy. But in my opinion, honestly, The Coma Machine...
Oh, that is a radio single. And that's not the only one they have. Memory Palace. That song is a radio single. It could be if it wasn't 9 minutes.
No, I didn't. Yeah, the only thing that holding them back is most of the songs off that album are like...
And I don't even consider that holding them back. It's just, it's a different
No.
crowd.
Radio won't touch that unless it's like...
Right.
Top. The time is a bit much on them, but Cone Machine, like you said, was it Dream Palace?
Memory Palace.
Memory Palace, damn. Memory Palace. A lot of them are longer, but they are good, they are catchy, they are heavy, they are just... whole album's incredible. Alright, that'll wrap up our 10 to 4. We'll be back soon with our top 3.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next day.